I'm a gum chewer, basically, but I'm a pro. And I learned it in grade school because you couldn't chew gum. You can chew, you can keep your mouth moist, you can keep it from getting dry mouth, and then boom, it's under your tongue. Am I chewing? I don't know. Do you see it? Do you hear smacking? No? Oh, there it is. See? Today, ladies and gentlemen, today, I have a #1 song today. It's pretty cool, actually. A song called Time of My Life. It's a contest winning song. After 31 years of writing songs, I entered a song contest, $10. I think I'm gonna make a career out of entering song contests. That's kind of what my life is anyway. It's all been one big song contest, you know, it's just to see who can, it's just that I'm in the running with all these other songwriters, and at least this way people voted, and that was pretty pure. Most of the time it's producers and artists, record label people, someone's cousin, someone's brother-in-law, marketing guy, a wife and a husband, and you know, and they are the ones who make the decision on what songs get recorded. This was very pure. You put 20 songs up on a website, people go vote for them, and whoever's got the most votes at the end of the day wins. And I like that, actually. That's pretty cool. When I was about 9, I got interested in songwriting. One of my cousins sang Desperado. Something just rang a bell with me that that's what I wanted to do. And I wrote my first song really that month and performed it the night I wrote it, actually. My mom figured out the chords, and that began my songwriting passion. In about 7 years, I had 21 #1 songs, 200, 300, 400 songs recorded, and I was writing and producing for other people, and it was not a bad way to make a living. Kind of burned me out because I was really an artist at heart, and I wanted to write a certain kind of song. Went off and did a solo record on my own. Got the record signed to Universal. Had a single going up the charts. Getting calls every day. Hey man, can you go tour with this band? Can you tour with this major artist? And in the middle of that, I went to China. My wife and I went to adopt a little girl. When I got on the plane, my single was at 15 with a bullet. I was in Beijing for a week, got these little hats that said 2008 Beijing Olympics. We thought we would take this little girl back to the Beijing Olympics in 2008. We thought everything was great. Singles happening, records happening. Gonna get this little girl, go home, she's gonna have a wonderful life, you know. They handed me a little girl with a very special condition called Angelman syndrome. And Angelman syndrome is a very rare genetic disorder. Just a handful of people even know what it is in the medical profession. Prone to seizures, she couldn't sit up, she couldn't hold her head up. She was like a little rag doll. I mean, it was very difficult the first few weeks, and really the whole thing's been difficult. When we landed in America, 3 weeks after leaving, and everything looked great, the single was dead. They wanted to pull the record. None of the dates were panning out. Regie Hamm fever had passed and was gone. And I'm not writing songs for other people anymore. No one's interested in me producing a record for them. No one's interested in me on any level. And I've got this little girl to care for. She's not on my insurance plan because she has pre-existing conditions, and I had a private insurance plan. They refused to cover her. So I had to sort of wipe out my life savings to pay her medical bills. And so that kind of sent my family into this really weird 5-year slide of financial ruin and strange world of caregiving. And my daughter requires almost 24-hour care. So my wife would take a shift, I would take a shift. I would go out and play a club. My wife would, you know, went to work at a company that would provide insurance. Yeah, my wife was a radio promoter. She had promoted singles for acts like Tim McGraw, LeAnn Rimes. And she actually had left that career about a year or so prior to us going to China. When we got home, she jumped right back in and said, let me go get a job, you know, that will provide the insurance so you can work. Which, I mean, you know, what a sacrifice. But I did. I basically became a house dad with my daughter, and I would get her up in the morning and get her breakfast, and I would sit her next to the piano and write songs. I would put her in the car and take her down to Music Row, and we would do song meetings, and I'd pitch songs with her. I'll never forget the day I took her into a song meeting. I was singing, and she started going, ah, singing along, and that's just awesome because she's nonverbal, she can't speak, but she was trying to sing with me. It was really sweet. I kept working, I kept trying, I kept doing everything I thought would be the thing that would break me through, and nothing worked. Nobody interested in me producing, nobody interested in me as an artist. Just a couple of supporters, a great manager who kind of stuck with me the whole time. Didn't make any money, just hung out. My wife and my kids and my manager, that was my team. My daughter is obsessed with television, and she has been since we brought her home, and that's like the only thing that kind of calms her down and centers her, focuses her. Idol is on 1 year. And my wife and I are talking in the kitchen. We hear my daughter in the other room just cackling, laughing. She's laughing at the bad singers. And so we looked at each other, and when we find something that she responds to like that, we just kind of hang on to it. So we made sure every Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it was on, we had it on American Idol. She was there watching it. As the singers got better, she's sort of like totally lost interest in it. But my wife was like hooked and into it. My wife said, "Why don't you enter the American Idol songwriting contest?" Why not? I got nothing to lose, you know? I went down to my office and I was going to try to write this triumphant, stand on the mountain and I've made it kind of song, and I couldn't do it. I simply couldn't do it. It didn't ring true to me. There wasn't anything about it that I believed anymore. What I had been through just led me to lines like, "Holding on to things that vanished into the air left me in pieces." I just felt the need to give in to love. You know, I felt the need to get rid of bitterness because I had a lot of bitterness, and I felt the need to just really embrace the people around me, the people that I loved, and the phrase "taste every moment and live it out loud," and I just thought that's what I want to write about. That's what I want to say. I don't know if any of these American Idol people want to sing that, but that's the only thing I can really get my head around right now, because I'm a cautionary tale of standing up there and conquering. I don't do that. I haven't been doing that. It's very much about my story, and even the magic rainbow that everybody's talking about. You know, at the end of a magic rainbow is a pot of gold. And it's what the leprechauns chase, they say.
Rainbow on the horizon. Now, a lot of people talk about that line, the magic rainbow line, and I don't know. I've gotten a lot of grief about that line. And it's a deliberate line because there is no such thing as a magic rainbow. And it's a little tongue-in-cheek, and I meant it to be that way. And everybody hates it, but I'm going to sing it again for you today. Looking for that magic rainbow on the horizon, I couldn't see.
I felt like I had been a leprechaun chasing a magic rainbow looking for a pot of gold, and it's not there. But what is there is the people around you, the people that love you, the people you love, the people that you're connected to. You know, I turned the song in with my $10 fee, got an email from a guy and said, "I think you're in the top 20. So I was there with 19 other songs, and 2 months we just kind of hung out and waited, and I sort of forgot about it and went on about my business and was working on other things and interested in it, obviously, but you never think you're going to win something like that. And so I got a call that I actually won. And I couldn't believe it. We made arrangements to go to LA to the finale, and David Cooke wins. And David Cooke sings my song, and when I heard him sing it, it made a lot of sense. It made the kind of sense that it's sort of the right song with the right artist, and you kind of know when that happens. People are downloading the song, and then it goes out as a radio single, and it starts climbing the charts. And then I'm starting to see it on television shows, and they're doing like production pieces with it, and people are really responding to it. And I think they're responding to that, to the heart of it, to what it's saying. I think innately people were getting it. On the 8th day of the 8th month of the 8th year of this millennium, opening ceremonies to the Olympic Games took place, which is where I wanted to be with my wife and daughter. They start playing Time of My Life, and my wife and I just stood in the living room and stared at the television, and my wife is crying and just emotional, and I couldn't get a handle on it, and I still can't quite get a handle on it. I mean, we wanted to be there. We thought we would be there. I'm seeing all these little girls that look like my daughter. My daughter's sleeping in the next room, and it's in China, and the girl that I brought home from China is one of the reasons behind this song. And we couldn't go there, but the song was there, and the song was like talking to the world, and all the great things that have happened with this song. I mean, that was a moment I'll never forget. It's the kind of moment that maybe you get once in your life if you're lucky, and it's the kind of moment you don't even know what to do with when you do get it, you know, and that was amazing. It felt like God kind of kind of pulling the curtain back a little bit and going, hey man, look what's back here. It's all okay. It's all going to be okay. It was just sort of a great completion to, you know, five hard years that spawned this song. Things are so good right now that I am scared I'm going to hit by a bus. So I'm really like worried because that's the nature of creative people. Anytime things are good, I'm really worried. So, but that's kind of the story in a nutshell. That's sort of the ABCs of the whole me and everything.